Well, good morning. Um, you might not believe this, but after 2 years in the build, or over 2 years in the build, I actually managed to ride it for the first time yesterday, and it was brilliant, awesome. Went like a train. Well, in a good way, went like a train. Handled really nicely. Really good to ride. Um, but it was a shakedown run to see what was going to go wrong, and a couple of little bits went wrong. So let's have a quick look at the list. Bear with me. Okay, so this was my list, and as you can see, everything is crossed out apart from MOT. So that's all we had to do. However, we did a run on it yesterday, as I said, and these things came up. Handlebars aren't quite straight. Got to straighten out the top yoke. The throttle springs there, so the throttle is hanging on a little bit. When it gets hot, when you come down off the revs, the revs are hanging on, and I think maybe it needs new throttle springs just to put them back a little bit more. Handlebars are moving a little bit, or one of them is. I'll show you that in a sec. Rear lights, this is the killer one, and one of the rear lights started mucking around, and the speedo. All we got to do with the speedo is calibrate it to the bike, because I've lost the instructions for it, so I've got to find the instructions and calibrate the speedo so it's good for the size of the wheel. So I'm not going to give you a show around the bike at the minute, because obviously it's been taken apart again for the rear lights. So I've ordered some new lights next week. Hopefully they'll be here next week. It's a bit of a pain in the arse, because remember I made that little unit to mount them in. So what I might try and do is rubber mount them in, and maybe it won't be the vibration that did them in, I'm not sure. So there may be one more video with me making a new mount for the rear light. And then the last video, I reckon there's probably only going to be 2 more in this series. I reckon next one rear lights. The other little bits I'll just get on and do anyway, and then the last one, I reckon it might be finished, and I'll give you a good guided tour around it so you can have a proper look at it and see what it looks like. Okay, so that there, yeah, handlebars, just very briefly, handlebars. So these clip-ons bolt onto these bits here, and I did rough up both the edges of these and clamped them down, but I've clamped them down as tight as I want to tighten them down. And the other side, the throttle side, it did move a little bit, so I'm going to have to put like a little roll pin or something in there just to stop it from moving, but that won't be an issue. Well, I hope it won't be an issue. I managed to get into my old leathers. I haven't worn them for 20 years and I can still fit in them, which I think is a right result. They're not the sort of thing that I'm going to be wearing, so I need to save up a bit of money so I can buy some road gear as well. But yeah, rode it, awesome, fantastic. So, a few little bits to do. Lights coming next week, next weekend. I'll start on the rear lights. Hopefully if I get a chance I'll start on the rear lights. And that is it then. So, you're going to have to get used to not being able to watch these videos anymore. One more on the lights, last one, and I'll give you a good look around it when it's done. Okay, see you soon.